in Celsius, and the temperature is going to start dropping Saturday night. So we're going to do a check, and then I'll probably go out Saturday night and do another check and get everything set up for the cold step that we're heading into. I'm going to flip this around, and I do have one. Actually going to pull this snare and move it. So thumbs up. Alaskan Roy sent me his warm weather because I'm got half my clothes off. Anyway, I actually pulled last time all my snares off this Caragana line, but I'm gonna set right there. Right there, and then I'm going to set right there. You can see where it's well traveled. So it's been brought to my attention that you guys, I haven't really showed you exactly how these power rams work. I have in my previous account, but we all know how TikTok runs. So you've got this side where your eyelets sit, these things, there's a washer there, and then your loop, this loop hooks on to here, so it goes through. It goes through that part of your snare, and then it latches on to this. And then you can see how it doesn't, you have to squeeze it to get your eyelet washer into right there. And before I go any further, I am big on safety, because I have gotten smacked a few times and it doesn't feel very good. So actually, just hang on. So I have my board, my setting board, and it just has a notch in it. So when I'm resetting, and I'll show you how I reset, I usually just stick my ram in, and I'll put this down so you can see it. And I'm caught. So what I do is I just put my ram in. And it is not gonna work. Hang on. Because my wire all right, now it should work. It just gives me that leverage, and it's kind of a pain in the snow, but it just gives me that little bit of leverage to I'm trying to work with a tree right in my head. All right. So, and you can see it's sitting there, and it's really tight. So what happens when a coyote puts his head through the snare is this comes off, and this is off. This is my lock. This is my safety. And these arms open up, and so that's how these work. So I'll just get this set up. And I do have a cable that I attach onto the tree so that they can't take off with it, because if they take off with it, they can go about 30 yards. They don't go far, but it's a bugger to retrieve them, especially if there is no snow, because then you never know where they are. They blend in so well. And then you just adjust the height of your snare. So that's what the wire's for, is so that you can adjust the height of the snare with your wire. And that's about it. So then it looks, that's how it's finished off. And they just run through the loop. Their head goes through, and then they set it off. And that's how that works. So how do I set these when once I've got a catch? It's completely open. That's how far the ram doesn't quite open this wide, but the snare stops it. But I'll show you how I reset this. So I have my board, and I put my glove down just to have something for it to grab. My lock is in my hand, and the eyelet side is down. I put my knee on it, and I just hoofer, make sure it's locked, and I turn it away from myself. So if it's gonna spring open, it's gonna go this way instead of in my face. So that's how far they open when there's a catch on them, like a bow and arrow.